Hi, James. No, you asked about common ground.
I did.
I did. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, for me, common ground means a shared interest and shared beliefs. So, in relation to,
but that's not
Brexit
common. I think she's talking about common ground between people who have different beliefs. People who have the same beliefs don't need to search very hard for common ground.
Well, no, because we all want the best for Britain, and we all want the best for ourselves as individuals.
Yes,
so that is.
But we're not going to agree
ground,
over what it is, are we?
No, definitely not. But I think that what maybe the Queen is trying to say is that whatever side of the argument you are on, we respect each other's point of view without belittling.
But how can you respect a point of view that's built on a falsehood? That's really dangerous, historically.
Yes, and that's the whole problem, isn't it? We all these days don't know what to believe because on either side...
No, it's easy to know. It's easy to know what to believe.
No, I think that there's been a lot of fake news on both sides.
No, you see, there hasn't.
Really?
This is part of the problem. There were predictions made during the campaign by people on the Remain side that have turned out not to be true. But there are statements made and crimes committed by the Leave side. So the whole idea of false equivalence, in fact, with the greatest of love and respect, the very fact that you try to impute some sort of equivalence between the two sides is the reason why I don't think there can be any common ground. Because decent, nice, informed people like you still think that the Remain side is in any way comparable to the corruption and the dishonesty of the Leave side. So there can never be any common ground because you're not going to admit that because you lean towards leaving.
But then you see, you've based your opinions
on
your own experience.
No, it's not an opinion.
And decisions.
I don't have any opinions.
It is an opinion.
I don't have any opinions.
No, you do. We all have opinions.
I am an opinion-free zone.
Okay. And
that's
so
my
what
opinion.
we choose to believe and what we choose to reject...
you can't choose to believe something that is demonstrative. Look, here's a piece of moon rock. You can't choose to believe that it's cheese in the sense that you mean. Brexit is people with their hands full of stones claiming that they believe it's cheese.
So shall I give you a personal thing that whereby I don't believe what the Remain side are saying from something I heard on the news. So this is my personal experience, okay, that forms my opinion, which is that all the banks are leaving and going to Ireland.
That's not been said on the news, and if that has been said on the news, either they misspoke or you misheard.
Well,
it's 34%.
There you go, because
34%.
Are you saying that I'm lying?
No.
Are you saying that I'm lying?
No, I'm telling you what the numbers are.
Well, I'm telling you, I heard this on the news yesterday.
You heard them say all the banks are going to Ireland.
That's right.
All the banks are going to Ireland. You heard on the news.
That's right. And I have.
What news? Can I ask what news bulletin you were listening to? No. Because I need to clarify what news you were listening to. You might have been listening to Play School. What news bulletin was it on?
I listened to loads. I listened to loads of news.
So when did you hear that?
I heard it yesterday.
Yes, but where on what station?
Yeah. So just a minute, James.
No, this is the whole point. You've said something, and I'm examining it.
No, James. I don't play your games, really.
This isn't a game.
I don't play your
you just
games.
said
you listen me out, or I don't. I don't listen to you.
Just tell me what news bulletin it was.
Do you want to know what I'm going to say?
Yes. What news bulletin?
Because I listen to so many news stations. I don't know, but this has been said. Well,
I don't believe you.
Well, that's fine, because I don't believe
you must have misheard.
James, so
well, I can point you to loads of bulletins where that wasn't said. You have to point me, at least in a tiny way, towards where you heard a newsreader say all the banks are moving to Ireland.
I heard a newsreader say, and it has been said many times, that the banks are going to leave the city.
Some banks.
It has.
Some
many
banks.
times.
Some banks.
Very well.
Some banks.
Do you want to hear the rest of my story, James, or do you to live in your James O'Brien opinionated world?
It's not an opinion.
Well, you are opinion-ated, James.
It's not an opinion.
You really are.
Nobody.
You should try and listen to yourself,
nobody on the news has. No, it's not my fault that you're in. Claudia.
Until it goes your way. No, James.
It's not my fault you're embarrassed.
It's your radio program, so you call the shots.
I'm not calling any shots. I'm asking you a question.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
No, and I'm telling you an answer, but you don't want to listen.
I'm listening.
I'm listening. How you go. Okay, my nephew works in banks in London. He works for a bank. I won't say which one it is. And he said it is not the case. He said that they are registering in Ireland, but they are not taking their photocopiers and their offices and moving physically to Ireland.
But nobody said they were.
That's the point I want to make.
Nobody
So
said they. Nobody said they were. No, Claudia. Nobody. You see what you've done. You've come on and you've said something. I heard on the news that all the banks are moving to Ireland. I said, I'm pretty sure that hasn't been on the news. You then said, yes, it has, and shouted at me. And now you've cited your nephew saying that all the banks aren't moving to Ireland without being able to tell me who it was, when it was, or where it was, that any reputable news site claimed, or news source claimed, that all the banks are moving to Ireland. So, I mean, I'm going to let you talk a bit more because I sense otherwise you'll be cross.
Well, basically, you say, oh, well, all the Brexiteers, we're all stupid.
No, you're not all
we're
stupid.
All
Cleverest person I know voted leave.
Well, yes, I know. But what I'm saying is I live in Italy, so yes. I have a different experience. And I formed different
Was it on the Italian news?
Somebody like you.
Was it on the Italian news that they said all the banks?
It wasn't on. No, it wasn't. It was on either. It was on something. It may have been BBC because I listen to a lot of BBC.
Azalea Banks is in Dublin at the moment. Azalea Banks is in Azalea Banks is in Dublin at the moment. Could it have been that you heard?
Yes. I have no idea, and I
You're
would
telling
be telling
me.
a lie if I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, that it was
Okay. Well, if you find it, if you find that bulletin, or if you remember, and it does say all banks are moving to Ireland, then please send it to me. Okay? Because right now, I find that impossible to believe. Which doesn't mean that you're lying. It just means that you misheard or that you've misunderstood what you did hear. Banks are relocating to various different centres. They will still leave people here. They're not going to. I can't even explain it to you. All banks are moving to Ireland. Common ground.